Hi, I'm Steve, and this is my co-pilot, Lucy. Let's go flying.
Buongiorno! I'm here with the Cessna Citation business jet, and today we're going to fly from Pisa to Rome, part of my continuing aerial peregrination from Dublin, Ireland to Durban, South Africa. I'm doing it, I'm not cheating, I'm flying in real time, and I've been doing it for some months now. I've been flying around Dublin to Liverpool and flying around England and then over to France, down through the Saône and Rhone River valleys to Marseille, through Provence, then to Corsica, and then to Elba, to Florence, to Pisa, where I am now, virtually, not really, and now continuing to Rome. This flight today will be cruising at 15,000 feet at about 280 to 300 knots, and it's about a 46, 49 minute flight, but you don't have to fly with me for that long because I have mercifully edited it. If you're not really flying the plane, it's pretty boring. Anyway, we've got this sort of lengthy taxi out to the runway here at Pisa, which I've also edited. And so we'll be at the runway shortly. I've been flying this jet recently, learning to fly it because I want to do longer stretches in less time than it would take in a prop plane. We're taking off from runway 22 right, and be landing 34 left at Rome Fiumicino. It'll be an ILS instrument landing system approach, and we'll talk about that once we get going. There's some scenery along the way that we can see from 15,000 feet, some pretty standout geographical features, a couple of lakes, lagos, and I'll point them out as we go by them. What else? This is a great plane. To learn to fly, its flight management system is complex. I'm still learning it. And okay, so anyway, now we're off and away and turning onto course, which is that purple arrow on the left. We are flying entirely satellite guidance, GPS. So it's all by satellite. That's the way planes are flown these days for the most part. This is our plane taking off, climbing to 15,000 feet. Ignore that yellow flashing light, doesn't mean anything. Well, it means something, but it's not critical. I just had forgotten to turn it off. So anyway, there's our flight plan and our course, and the little red arrow is the plane moving smartly southeasterly, and the green down there is the arrival procedure to Rome, standard terminal arrival or STAR procedure, and there's a little tan line after that. That's the approach, final approach. So pretty soon coming up, we're going to see the lakes It's a clear day. Actually, it's night. I moved the clock back so that we could look at some scenery. Yeah, what more can I say? So, again, this is a continuation of my Durban to Dublin, Dublin to Durban itinerary. And who knows when I'll get there at this rate. I keep detouring to places I've visited in real life, IRL, and fun to see them from the air or see things I didn't see when I was there because I was on a bus or on a river cruise and never got much beyond the road. So, okay, that is Lake Lago Transimeno over there. It's nice to have this world map as I fly, and I can actually identify features. I wish I had something like that when I was really in a plane, because I never know what I'm looking at. At least you're not allowed to use that sort of thing in the air. And this other lake is Lago Bolsena on the right. So to our southwest, that's Lago Bolsena. And we're going to be heading out over the Mediterranean and then turning back to Fiumicino. I found a flight plan for ILS approach to 34L, and when I asked the tower, announced my landing intentions at the tower, they told me to land at 25 left. Well, that would have required a lot of changes and messing around with the flight management system and the approach procedure and all that stuff while I'm moving at pretty good clip, a couple hundred knots an hour or something like that. And I just rather not do that, so I'm ignoring that. I'm going to ignore that on this flight. Unfortunately, they didn't bawl me out when I landed on the runway that I wanted to instead of the one they told me to, which has happened. They don't like it when you land on the wrong runway. But they just told me to go find an exit ramp and get off. That's all. Anyway, we are now in the arrival procedure, the STAR. That's the still the purple line with a right angle turn. And then next we'll be going to the final approach, the approach procedure. So we're turning onto the final leg of that STAR and now coming up on the approach procedure to land on runway 34 left with the instrument landing approach using the ground-based localizer, and that dotted line to the left of the purple arrow represents the localizer. Even though we're not on it yet, shows the runway is to our left. And if you look at that screen to the right there, you'll see there's a little bit of a little bit of a left turn and a right turn, and then we'll be on final. And this is all by autopilot, so my job is to, there we are, almost on final on that chart, the tan line. My job is to manage the airspeed, manage the throttle, use the spoiler as necessary. This is the thing that pops up on the wing to slow the plane further. I want to get the airspeed down to about 110 knots when we touch down. I don't want to be much below that. I don't want to stall. It's a fine line between, the landing speed, the optimal landing speed, and stalling the plane. Actually, what you do want to do is stall the plane a few feet off the runway when you can get your back wheels, rear wheels down on the tarmac, and you want the plane to stop flying, essentially. The problem with the sim right now is that, and we're now on the localizer, that's the green arrow, so we're now on the glide slope, I believe, and the localizer beacon is guiding us to the runway. Anyway, this plane wants to float a bit when you land it, and I still have not figured out how to compensate for that. So I'll touch down, the rear wheels will touch down, and then the front wheel doesn't touch down, and it's kind of like the plane's bouncing a little bit. And I maybe managed one landing where it didn't happen. And that's supposed to be actually a problem. Not entirely my fault. The problem with the sim right now that's being corrected, the ground effect is what it's called, when the air gets compressed under your wings and actually creates lift as you're trying to land the plane. Well, it's a little bit overpronounced in the sim, and they're going to take that out in the next update, which will be, I'll welcome that, because I can get a prop plane down on the ground pretty consistently, cleanly, but I say this plane I've had problems that way. I've nailed a couple of landings in San Jose and San Francisco. As you'll see, I didn't really nail this one today. So we're on very short final, coming into runway 34 left at Fiumicino. Big airport.
Autopilot.
And very busy. If you see those, well, you can see a plane taking off and it has a label on top of it, above it. And some of those are generated by the sim, and some of them are other people who are flying at the same time. That is a generic plane, in other words, the artificial intelligence. Well, there's a bounce. The artificial intelligence in the program made that plane. And we're still bouncing. Bouncing the nose, but not catastrophically. I wish I could set it down more cleanly. It's probably nice. Not nice for passengers if I had any. Probably wouldn't feel good if I was really in the pilot seat either. So now I'm exiting from the runway, and again, following the directions by these purple chevrons, because I simply cannot understand the directions. They come so fast, and the signs are so small, and you can't really stop to look at them, you know, because there are other planes. So I don't know how pilots find their way around big airports like O'Hare, especially if they've never been there before. Anyway, we're taxiing to the gate, and I hope you enjoyed this short video. Can't think of anything else to say. I've been to Rome before, that's why I flew here. And next I'll be doing a fly around. I'm gonna fly around Rome, go look at the Colosseum, the Forum, the Vatican, you know, all the famous sites. And hope you'll join me for that one. What else can I say? I'm running out of things to say. We're almost at the gate. And anyway, what I will say is I hope you like this video. If you like it, if you like my little YouTube channel, please subscribe. And with that, I'm just going to leave you with Arrivederci. And as ATC says, good day.